I just recorded a 27-minute video, so my voice is fucked. But I also know that entire video was basically incoherent. Also, hi guys, welcome back. I'm making a video again. It's exciting.
TheIchoal? Sorry if I messed up your name.
So, hi. I have decided that if I'm gonna make videos, I need to just make them. Because I used to get stressed and I'd be like, I gotta shower, I gotta put on makeup, I gotta set the lighting perfectly, I have to make sure everything in the background looks like perfect. And that's why I didn't make videos for like a year. We're just gonna put our bare ass face on the internet and hopefully you guys don't unsubscribe. I made a video 2 years ago. It's called What Do I Wear? Gender fluid skit. It will be up here. If you have read the title of this video, you know that I am not gender fluid. That's what I thought that I was. And I want to sort of talk to you guys a little bit about being non-binary, why I thought I was gender fluid, and why I have like switched to now using non-binary, because I feel like that video was pretty popular and some of you might have subscribed because of that video, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm a liar if you go onto my Instagram, which you should, and see that I actually identify as non-binary. Hey everybody, I just wanted to interject here real quick and clarify a couple things, because my personal story talks a lot about wavering between the male and the female traditional looks and stuff like that when it comes to presenting, and I just need to like clarify some stuff for some people who may not be fully understanding of non-binary. So basically the definition of non-binary is not being one of the two things that makes up binary. The world currently runs on a male-female binary. It's changing, but that's kind of it. So the binary is male and female. So to be non-binary means you are not male or female. You are somewhere either in the middle, or you are something that you don't think is either at all. So I know there are a lot of people out there who identify it as like sort of alien or different species completely. They're a lot rarer, but they are technically sort of like non-binary. And then there are people like me who sort of like exist between the binary, and they identify as non-binary because they don't feel like they are either ends of the binary. Gender fluid is actually that you do identify as male and female. If you are dressing masculine and very male presenting on that day, you may be like, I am a man today. Whereas if you are presenting feminine, you'll be like, I am a woman today. Whereas non-binary is, it doesn't really matter whether you are presenting more masculine or feminine on the day. You don't feel like you are a he or a she, you are a they, or some people do like it. Not many people like it because it is objectifying, but some people like it. I just wouldn't call someone an it without their permission. I just wanted to add that in because there is a lot of misconception out there that to be non-binary you must look like you're in the middle or not either, which is not true. You can be a traditionally feminine looking person and still not feel like you have to be female, and you can be, and like the other end can be masculine, you don't feel like you're male. Or you can be smack bang in the middle, and it's just all about what you feel comfortable with. So if you don't feel comfortable with male and female pronouns and you feel more like you're a they, you're non-binary. If you feel like sometimes you want to be a he and sometimes you want to be a she, you're fluid. Cosplay taught me a lot about how I felt presenting as male and versus female and all that kind of stuff. Because before cosplay, I didn't really care about how I presented, and I didn't realize until I started putting care into how I presented, that I realized that it was very important for my confidence. The first time I ever cosplayed, I cosplayed a man. I cosplayed Sebastian Michaelis, and that made a lot of you happy. And I realized when I put all of that junk on and looked in the mirror that I fucking loved that I looked bomb as shit. And I realized that when I was walking down the streets of Sydney and people were looking at me like, I didn't care. In fact, I fucking loved it, which was weird because never before in my life have I been happy about people looking at me like. So basically, I have / had a lot of transgender friends, and majority of them are female to male. I was kind of in this headspace of like a very masculine like surroundings, so like I kind of for a little while thought maybe I was actually transgender, because I realized that while I didn't mind dressing up as a girl at home, I felt very awkward when I was going outside. Eventually I realized that while I didn't enjoy sort of like looking too feminine outside of my little rooms, I also didn't enjoy looking overly masculine either, so I did like eventually realize that no, actually, even though I've sort of shied away from doing feminine stuff, I actually am not a huge fan of being overly masculine either, and I realized that if I look in a mirror, I really like what I see, and I don't feel 100% masculine or male on the inside either. So as someone who is a cosplayer and as somebody who just loves doing aesthetic makeups or like just like cool like random like looks and stuff like that, I did confuse myself a lot because I would do these super feminine stuff and I would love them, but I would go out and be like, I feel awkward as fuck and I don't like the way people are going at me, which is weird because I thought I liked it when people did that and looked at me, and then I would also push myself to go super masculine, and a lot of my friends and that present more masculine, they prefer like t-shirts and hoodies and like boy shorts, but like shorts that are meant for like boys. When I sort of put myself in those kind of clothings and I would look in the mirror and be like, wow, I look really masculine, but then like I still didn't really feel like that was me. It felt again like it was more like a face I was putting on, and I didn't like it, and if I had to go outside looking like that, I didn't feel comfortable when people looked at me. So I realized eventually that I didn't like the overly feminine or the overly masculine looks. When I would go outside in either of these kind of looks, my body language would be very awkward. Like it changed depending on which end of the spectrum I was on, but it was always awkward. It's sort of like a barrier comes up. I couldn't be confident and I couldn't be conversational as much. I just felt awkward constantly in what I was wearing, so I couldn't like engage. So basically it took me literally years to realize that I am actually non-binary. I'm gonna change the frame here and it's gonna be annoying, but it's kind of like not working for me. I realized that even though there was kind of a slider that when it came to what I feel like is me and what I feel comfortable and confident with when I step outside, it goes from sort of like female to male, but I kind of am in the middle and I don't feel like I'm necessarily identifying with either when I'm in this confident headspace, in this confident like range of things that I can wear without feeling like I'm putting on a face. Because putting on a face is really fun and really cool to look at and really fun to share on the internet, but when I go outside of the house wearing that face and try to be social, it's not fun. It's not a convention I'm at. I'm just trying to be with my friends, so it feels weird to have somebody else's face on my face. It also took me a while just because obviously it is helpful if you can afford to go out and buy a heap of different clothing and sort of try things, see what suits you, but I am not rich, so I can't afford to do that, and it just means that when I did have money to buy clothes, I would usually buy the same things over and over again because I knew that I liked them and I didn't want to waste my money on something that I wasn't going to like. So where in the middle do I be? So although some of you might be thinking, oh, this is clearly what you look like now, you would be wrong, because this is just what I feel comfortable in when I'm being lazy, and I don't like t-shirts that much as something that I wear when I go out. I surprisingly, I don't know if it's that surprising, but I actually really like dressing up and looking aesthetic as fuck when I go out, whether it's casual or not. I have been to so many places where people have asked me why I'm dressed up, and I'm like, I'm not. I just feel confident if I am wearing dressy attire, and that goes for both sort of ends of the spectrum. Okay, so finally, what the fuck do I feel confident in? Who am I? I like to look like either, on the female end, a tall, dark, strong, maybe intimidating female-ish person. Like, this is like when I'm wearing dresses and stuff. I prefer to look strong, and I guess strong over weak, sexy over cute, whereas on the male side of things, I prefer to look more flamboyant and colorful and not feminine, but like, yeah, like, I don't know how to explain it. I always have trouble explaining it. I use the words like flamboyant and feminine, I guess, on my male side, because that's how I feel comfortable. I don't like looking like a girl. I like looking like someone who will chop your fucking head off if you piss them off. Whereas when I look like a male, I feel more confident to act or feel like dress more colorfully and feminine, and I'm sure there's some kind of psychological thing that has to do with that, but if I look overly girly and overly cutesy, I do not feel comfortable. I do not feel safe, almost. Whereas if I look overly masculine, I just don't feel as colorful as I am on the inside. I don't know how to explain that. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, because this is the second time I've recorded this video, and this is still only maybe 5 minutes less than I recorded last time. Hopefully it's a little bit more coherent. Okay, so thank you guys so much for just listening to this, because I know it's just a video that's all about me. And I am now going to leave you with a lookbook, which will have more neutral / masculine looks than feminine looks, because it's only been over the past like 6 months that I've sort of come into my more feminine, realizing what I like if I'm gonna look more feminine. So there's not that many of them. I'm working on my wardrobe. So here is a bit of a lookbook of my 2020. This is, I guess, it's me. It's what I look like when I feel comfortable in my own skin, rather than a cosplay. So please enjoy. Okay, that was a lot, and it's very hot now. So that was a lot of my outfits. Obviously it's not all of my clothes. I have a lot of different jackets. I pretty much wear like this like normal black suit, men's suit jacket with most of my outfits, unless I'm wearing my big long one, or unless I'm like, they're like my main jackets, even though I have like a door full of jackets so thick that I can't close my door because they're hanging on it. That's kind of a good sort of like grasp on how I dress myself as a non-binary, and the things that like I lean towards, whether it's like very neutral or very masculine or very feminine. They're kind of like the looks that I like. Also, that dress is going to be for a cosplay that I'm doing, but it's a cosplay that I'm designing. So that dress is definitely not finished, and that's why I didn't show off too much of it, because at the moment it doesn't cover much. Because I sewed it wrong when I first made it like a couple years ago. I am sort of into accessories more now. Like I don't have any, but I want to look at getting some. Like I have like chains. I have these chains are the only chains I have. Sort of like necklace. I want to look at different kind of studs. I don't like studs that have like pointy backs, because I tend to wear my studs constantly. So it's kind of hard to find studs that I like to actually wear. I don't like floppy earrings, but I want to like see what's sort of out there more in the way of like necklaces and bracelets and sort of like chains and stuff I can add. Sunglasses, these are like some of my favorite sunglasses. Yeah, different things like that. I'm still experimenting with my look. I'm still sort of coming to understand what I like on a more feminine side of the scale, because I've been avoiding it for so long. But yeah, that's basically my look. I'm kind of looking at getting a new haircut, which is annoying because I'm literally making this and being like, this is what I look like on the day to day, and now I'm thinking about cutting off my hair. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. We'll see. If you have haircut suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Also, like, at the moment I'm not dyeing my hair because I have grey hair, natural grey hair, because my body is like, you're 16, you can have some greys. And then over the times, it's been, oh my god, it's been 10 years. Over 10 years, I've grown in more grey hair, and when it's styled correctly, it comes out quite nicely, and I like the look. It's like waves of grey. So I'm just kind of cherishing / enjoying my kind of like a grey, natural grey streak that I don't have to work for until it takes over the rest of my hair, which probably won't be long now. I'm getting so much in the rest of my hair, like it's really salt and peppery up here. And then when it does sort of start taking over, I'll probably experiment with dyeing it again, but for now I'm going to keep the colour. But if you have haircut recommendations, please let me know. I think I at the moment I just want to go shorter again. I want to sort of do stuff that I can sort of do at home a little bit, because barbershop experiences haven't been the best for me. There has been some good ones, but they're not around anymore. I'm rambling again, sorry. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am excited to make more videos. There's a lot of different videos I've already thought about making, and I sort of like, it's been 3 days since I filmed the first part of this video because it rained in Australia, which is unheard of. Like, have you ever heard of rain in Australia? So all of the clothes that I washed for this video got stuck outside, and then I had no motivation. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed looking at my outfits and my fishies, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Do you want to be in the outro screen? Yeah? Oh, goodbye. My fishies. I have many fishies. This is my goldfish tank. It needs to be clean. It's terrible. We just won't look at that. We'll just look at the goldfish. Hi, baby.